Today I'm going to be talking about container gardening. Just as long as you have light from a window or even artificial growing lamps, you're able to have something growing year round. Personally, I really like these low, shallow planters. This is the saucer that I'll be using for it to catch the water. You know, if you're unsure about what type of plant mix to mix together, just think of it as a color palette. For our sunroom at Edgewood Hall, it's green, white, and black. So I wanted to do a color palette of green, white, and black. And so I have this mix of material, everything from variegated ivy to ferns to clover to even citronella to mix in. And we're gonna start off in this low planter. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some stones just to cover up the drainage holes, putting them in a kind of a triangular way that it allows the water to flow through. So now I'm gonna do a thin layer of potting soil. When you start to plant, you wanna think about the height, the textures, and the layers of the plant. So I'm gonna start with the citronella. It's like a version of a geranium. It does help ward off those pesky mosquitoes here. And you wanna break up the root system a little bit. So I'm gonna build it up from the back down to the front. I'm gonna use this pretty little plant here. We're gonna use this white oxtail clover. And even this clover, you can see here, it's 4 plants combined. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna just separate it. I think that looks really pretty. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill in with more potting soil. I like to add little bits of like nature pieces to it. So what I'm gonna do is I found these pieces of wood that have like this great moss growing on it. There's that. You can even like stick this in back here. Then also you have different types of river rock. This is a black river rock, a white stone, this pretty green stone, and then different types of mosses. So here is a green moss that's a nice like lump moss. Here's Spanish moss that's in its natural form. Then here's Spanish moss that has a tint of green to it. But what you want to do in order to make this more pliable is you just soak it in some water. It makes it so much easier to work with. So then what we're going to do is just simply take this and go around. 5 plants really creates this beautiful garden that is really, really low maintenance.